Talk about close calls. What am I talking about? Lindsey Graham. Sadly, he passed away yesterday, around 8 o'clock yesterday evening. And this is going on the heels of him returning back from Ukraine, talking about stuff they talk about in Ukraine. Right before that, Trump had gone to Turkey. And of course, he was there from the 7th to the 9th return. Y'all heard about all that. I talked about that the other day. The ships, the aircraft that went one way and one went the other. Graham returned on the 11th. He went there on the 10th, onto Ukraine on the 10th, and returned on the 11th, then died at home. So yesterday I talked about this threat to Trump that's going on, this assassination thing, and it could be coming from the country that starts with a capital I and ends with the letter L, Israel. That's my thinking on it. So we all know, or if you don't know, that Lindsey Graham is a staunch supporter of Donald Trump. I think kind of term him out, how you want to think of him is kill them all and let God sort them out. That's kind of what I got out of his mentality. He got some recognition by his treatment of Zelensky at the White House about his Zelensky's dress, ridiculing him about him not wearing a suit and tie and stuff like that. So, of course, Lindsey Graham's been around for a while, but he's a warmonger, to put it the least, and he's a staunch supporter also of Israel. But, somebody got to him. I don't put it point blank. This is not a random thing. He died suddenly of a short-term illness. So, heart attack now is what they're saying. So we know there's devices out there that they can use to pinpoint target certain individuals and drop them like a sack of potatoes. I talked about this back in 2018, that they actually target individuals now because of their DNA, retina scans, etc., and use energy weapons and drop them and give them a heart attack. And it's been around for a while. So it's not too much to imagine. This is a possibility of what happened. Of course, that we will never hear the truth. But the thing I want to point out, because this person, Lindsey Graham, was very close, a very strong supporter of Donald Trump, is this somebody reaching out and say, hey, we could touch anybody we want at any time we want, anywhere we want. So, yeah, all that stuff I talked about yesterday and about the plane switch up and everything like that, well, it seems like it might be coming into play about this. Again, we can reach out and touch anyone we want, anywhere we want, at any time we want, with anybody we want. So that's things to keep in mind. So I think that's exactly what happened right there. It was a warning, a sign to let Trump know that, nothing's off the table. Somebody talked about something the other day. I was watching a video. Is they're blackmailing presidents. Now, God, this has been going on ever since Israel became a country, that they've had some kind of hold on the United States, the presidents and the whole Congress, and even the deep state, if you will. The whole thing is compromised, and it's basically saying that Israel is basically got a chokehold, got them by the Gahonas, and everybody obeys. Everybody plays into hand what Israel says, and it's become more and more apparent. So we've got to think, what do they have on the presidents? And that's not just one or two. It's been every one of them. And any one of them that has come up and said something opposite of what the plan is, well, something's happened to them. Kennedy, recently with Trump, the attempts, Reagan, and so many others. So what do they have on these presidents, the entire United States? I don't think it's like an Epstein stuff, if we found out that Trump was eating dead babies, that would be important for about a week, then we'd be on to the next thing. We know how it is right now, guys. It's the way it is. It's only important, only shocking for a few days, and then we're on to the next thing because the way our attention span is. So that's not that. So I'm in ponderance and wondering, what possibly could this be that they have such a strict hold, not on just one, but all presidents, in fact, almost every leader in the world, they have this hold on them that they can dictate the terms, tell them what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. It all points back to Israel, what's going on, including what's going on at the Vatican. Back to Israel. One other thing I want to talk about real quick, guys, here is climate change. I'm not talking about all that scientific stuff and everything like that, guys. It's obvious. Our climate is changing, not just here in the United States, but it's around the globe. Water shortages globally, not just here, but everywhere, guys. It's the fresh water shortages. I'm looking at some information on that, guys, but it's kind of startling. The ground underneath our feet is heating up. The air around us is heating up. The upper atmosphere in our orb, in our system, is heating up. In fact, our whole solar system is heating up. It has raised, our solar system has raised anywhere from 2 to 5 degrees Celsius. That don't seem like much, but guys, you got to look out here. We're in the dead empty of space, and it's supposed to be absolute zero or less, and it's going up in temperature. Researchers, scientists, whatever the people get paid the big bucks by the big corporations and everything, said that the globe, our solar system, is going through a dense solar or dense cosmic cloud, causing an increase in heat in our solar system because we're friction kind of thing. So y'all can take that for what it is, but also you got to look at what's going on at the ground. These trees that's being uprooted, well, their roots are kind of burnt looking and dead. And that comes from gases and vapors and everything, and the heat rising from the ground, not from the upper atmosphere, not from the air. Dead leaves maybe, but the roots are rotted in the ground, and they fall over because they have no anchor to the earth. So that's one big evidence. Also, we see these geysers and volcanoes and everything else starting to spit and spew and everything else like that. We feel underneath our feet the ground moving, as they talk about. As the earth is kind of shifting around, the crust is kind of moving around, or the mantle is moving underneath the crust, whatever you want to call it. Our magnetic poles are moving. It's quite obvious that they are. And in fact, they're estimating there might be a double North Pole coming soon and a double South Pole as this shift intensifies. We heard about them before, the polar shift and everything like that, guys. It's going on. And also with the recent solar activity going on, that's also causing an increase in heat in our system. Not only here, but also throughout the solar system. But the thing is, guys, they also went ahead and said that our sector, our little sector in the Sagittarius arm of the galaxy, is heating up also. So that's what they're telling us, guys. But there's a whole lot of heat going on. And there's a whole lot of heat coming from the ground on planet Earth. So something's up. I think we should be aware of that, along with the water disappearing, if you will. And it's kind of interesting what's going on with this, guys. So we got to keep a watch on this. Like I say, I'm looking into the water levels. I'm looking at aquifers, reservoirs, river levels, and how this is going on, and where possibly the water is going. But it's not going back underground, because aquifers underground, the water levels in the aquifers are diminishing also, as well as our lake levels. A couple of interesting movies I want to give your way that you might want to find to watch. I think you would find them interesting. The first one is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And it talks about the multiverse. And it's kind of interesting. And another one is Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. It also has to deal with a little bit maybe about multiverse, but also about time travel. Eric, The Last Resort, reminded me of this movie a few days ago when he talked about it. And both of these are very interesting and amusing movies to watch. So if you get them and everything. Again, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Very good movies. I'll suggest them. I'll give them a double thumbs up or whatever it is, ratings and everything like that. And one other thing, guys, again, please give me a thumbs up. I'm asking you to help get my channel kicking up and everything, get a few more subscribers, and get me promoted. Maybe I'll make $1 or $2 from this. And don't forget to visit my Etsy page. The link is in the description page right here, section below. So give it a look and everything. You might find something interesting you like. I don't make a whole lot, but it helps. Everything helps. Like I say, I'm running this by myself out of my pocket. I don't do a whole lot, but that's me. I'm lazy. I'm self-sufficient. I try to do things my own. And this way, it makes it more personable to you, to me, and everybody else and everything. I don't need a studio. I don't need big fancy promoters and producers and stuff like that. I got me. I got you. And I got my Anna. And that's all I need. Y'all have a good day. Later, taters.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.